All right. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Today is Monday, January the 17th. Hope everybody's having a great day. I know that I am. And today, I am also having lots of technical difficulties. So let me see where I'm at here. All right. So we're gonna dive right into the headlines. Again, I haven't had a whole lot of time to lay this all out and prepare, but I'm gonna deliver it anyway. So let's talk about the governors who are using federal sickness funds to fight climate change. You heard me right. All right, states across the country have budget surpluses, including federal sickness stimulus payments, and many governors are using the money for projects to fight so called climate change, including my own home state of Idaho, which I'm embarrassed of. These guys are absolute morons. The excess cash is also from tax collection and post lockdown customer spending. And the governors of both red and blue states are directing funds to improve protection from extreme weather, which Democrats and the press blame on human activity and fossil fuels. So it has a list of people here. It talks about California and Gavin Newsom, which I thought Gavin Newsom was no longer around, but he seems to always be popping up in the news. So he's going to use his surplus to increase um, access to electrical vehicles and creating more storage for clean energy, such as solar. And then Doug Ducey, the governor of Arizona, is pitching a $1 billion for water infrastructure as drought grips the western U.S. And then my good old Governor Brad Little here in Idaho, is proposing $150 million for 5 years, worth for firefighting cost, plus more for new fire personnel. And it goes on to a list of other governors out there doing the same thing. I want to focus for just a minute on my own governor, Governor Brad Little, and to the rest of the western states and even some of the southern states that have renewable resources like logging, like trees. We wouldn't have the disastrous wildfires in Colorado and California and Idaho, Oregon, and Washington if you guys would just pull your heads out and realize that it's a renewable resource. Realize that because you allowed the environmentalists to come in and shut us down and close family owned businesses, we're not managing our forests like we're supposed to. If we actually manage those forests and we log them properly, we wouldn't have all these natural disasters caused by so called weather and climate change. That's just my piece. Let's move on. We're going to go to SNL, Saturday Night Live. So Saturday Night Live mocks Joe Biden's pandemic failures. And in the skit, I actually watched the skit. It's pretty funny. He talks about stop seeing Spider-Man. If you just stop seeing Spider-Man, that would cure everything. So it goes further to call out a lot of stuff. Talks about different realities that we all live in. For those of you who enjoy a little bit of conspiracy, I'm telling you right now, that is an episode that you guys should watch because it really it talks about it talks about some of the stuff that we've talked about on this show. It really does. It talks about three different Joe Bidens. It talks about a lot of things that we're in a world that's about to collapse. Pretty good little clip there from Saturday Night Live. I was actually impressed when I watched it. I was going to try to show it on the newscast today, but technical difficulties was not going to allow me to do that. So if you guys want to check it out, it's SNL from last Saturday night. And in the section is mocking Joe Biden. All right, moving on to Hollywood. and actress Laura Laughlin's LA home got robbed, got broke into, and she lost $1 million in jewelry. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because it's a Democrat controlled city. I'm bringing it up because they don't believe in prosecuting anyone in these red state or in these blue states and these blue cities. They don't believe in incarceration. They talk about New York, which is a blue state, blue city, and the district attorney there, he's not gonna seek any kind of incarceration unless it's a heinous crime. So here we have people getting their houses broke into, people going into the WalMarts in California, and as long as they don't take more than $1,000, nothing's going to happen to them. So just something that I thought I'd throw out there, that even Hollywood is now starting to feel the pains of this administration and this is Joe Biden's America. This is what they wanted. So you get what you wish for. All right, let's move on to the next headline, which is Texas. And we're going to talk about the FBI and the hostage situation that happened over the weekend. So, FBI identifies Texas synagogue hostage taker as British national Malcolm Fiscal Akomaram. I don't even know how to. I don't do well with that, but we're going to move on. So the FBI identified the man who took 4 people hostage in the synagogue of the Beth Israel Synagogue in Texas. It lasted for 12 hours, and I was reading through this article. It looks like he released one hostage around 5 p.m. on Saturday, and then the remaining 3 hostages fled the building approximately 4 hours later. Then the FBI SWAT team went in. There was shots fired, and then an explosion, some more shots fired, and this was all over. He was throwing a fit, wanting to have a Pakistani neural scientist released after this scientist was convicted of trying to kill U.S. Army officers in Afghanistan. And this guy got 86 years in prison. And so this guy thought he was going to make a difference by coming to America, holding some people hostage, and forcing, I guess, the U.S. government to help release his buddy there. I don't think it panned out so well for him. All right, moving on to the next headline. North Virginia AG Jason Myers launches investigation into public schools parole board. Now, this one I found very, very interesting. Um, it popped up in the news a few weeks ago, probably more like a month ago or so, that over there in Virginia, um, they've got some sexual assaults going on, and there was some parents of one of the alleged victims that was in a school board meeting, and the the prosecutors there in that state had actually taken a lot of these allegations and kind of swept them under the carpet. And so the parents were in an uprage about it, uproar about it. They were not happy with how the victims seemed to just not have a voice and not have any justice. So they went to a school board meeting, raised hell about it, and they actually got arrested. So this new AG that was just sworn in over the weekend, it looks like, he went right to work. Within an hour, he started investigations on this whole situation. They even eliminated two positions, or two of their officials in the AG's office. Got rid of them, fired them right away. So it looks like maybe some of those victims, alleged victims in Virginia, might see some justice after all. So I thought I'd throw that in there for a headline. The next headline as we move on here is Winsome Sears. I am the embodiment of what we are trying to achieve in America. So she was on Fox News yesterday. She is Virginia's lieutenant governor, a Republican, and I want to read this quote because I think it's very important here. This is the quote that she made as she was on Fox News yesterday. I'm going to repeat what our current President Biden and our current Vice President Harris has said about racism when they are asked, is racism systematic in America? Their answer was absolutely no. And so I am the embodiment of what we're trying to achieve in America. We want everyone to have equal opportunity. And here I sit today to say it can happen. I am so tired of those who look at life as being the glass is half empty. What a negative way to continue to view life, because you know life is going to hit you hard and you have to be prepared for it. You come out of the womb screaming. That ought to be an indication of how things are going to be. The rich suffer, yes, the poor suffer, and everyone in between. We can make it. We can make it, end quote. Now, I just think that she definitely kind of has a positive outlook on things, and I commend her for that. I think she's got a big battle ahead of her, but way to look at the glass being half full instead of being half empty. I'm definitely one of those people as well. All right, let's hit the next headline here. This one here really stuck out to me because we talk about it quite a bit. China's trade surplus hits annual record in 2021, saw double digits growth in exports every month of 2021. Now you got to be shaking your head going, what are you talking about, Mike? Well, if you remember correctly, Mr. T, when he was in office, he made trade deals that, in my opinion, made trading with China more of an equal playing field for all of us. And this administration came in and wiped all that out, went back to same as usual, and now China is benefiting from that. So China is benefiting also from the sickness that they helped create in the pandemic. And it was confirmed on Friday with the release of the annual data that showed its trading surplus hits a record high of 676 billion in 2021. It's a 26% gain over 2020, driven by 30% surge in exports. China's at it again. And guess what, folks? They are winning and we are not. We have lost since January 20th of last year. So are you tired of losing yet? Because I sure am. And it goes on into all kinds of details and numbers. And I'm not going to dive into it too much. I think you've got the gist of it. And I am really my technology is not working today. So I'm gonna leave it there because it is definitely something that I am not happy about. Um, they're back on top, and we used to have a president that was America first, and a lot of people disliked his mean tweets and the things that he said. So I guess they made a choice that they needed the other one instead of him. So here we are. All right, let's talk about Mexico and the border. So Guatemalan government clashes with migrants in first caravan of 2022. Authorities in Guatemala claim to have stopped the first migration caravan in 2022. The efforts to contain the group led to a violent clash with dozens of law enforcement, 15 to be exact, sustaining a variety of injuries. And these people are, it's just more caravans headed to America up through the southern border. And it looks like Guatemala is trying to put a stop to it or at least slow it down. They've arrested some people, they've turned them back. Deportation, how much of that is going to help us and make a significant impact at our border, I don't know. But I really think that if the southern countries will all work together with us, I think we can turn a lot of this stuff around. I think we can surely make a huge difference on our border, and on top of it, finish the stinking wall. All right, let's move on to the next headline. Here's where things get kind of dicey, folks. This is what I put in the headline for you guys to check out. So, um, The elite, they hold the private jet over in Davos, goes virtual as the World Economic Forum lays out the Great Reset agenda. Okay, we've been talking about this for quite a while, and they have now not postponed, but they have for the second year in a row. They've made it a virtual meeting instead of showing up in person, and it goes into stating facts like how many jets showed up in 2019, which was around 1,500 private jets. But these are the people that are pushing the clean new deal, the green new deal, carbon footprints, and we have to be at zero emissions by 2025. That's what they're pushing. So I read down through this article, and at the very bottom, the last paragraph or two is what was a little disturbing to me, and I'm going to read it here in just a minute. But these elites all include Bill Gates, um, Elon Musk, the dictator from China. Who else do we have in here? Quite a few of them. You know that the Clintons are part of that. A lot of them go to this. Big ears Obama, he shows up as well. So it's all part of their plan. And the very last paragraph states this: in the first year of the global pandemic, Schwab said that in light of the Chinese sickness, the world must act jointly and swiftly to revamp all aspects of our societies and economies, going on to declare that we have a need for, quote, great reset of capitalism, end quote. That's what they're pushing, folks. How is that going to happen? We talk about it on LWN quite a bit. We talk about the financial collapse. We talk about how gold and silver play a part into it, stock market, energy independence, this whole pandemic, socialism. It's all there right in front of you. You just really got to pay attention and see what's on the horizon, because these guys right here are wanting to push this great reset, and I'm reading and I'm looking, and they want it done yesterday. So let's move on to the last headline for today: prophets of doom. And this again is related to the elites. Now listen to this. This article right here infuriates me, to be honest with you. They are profiting off of our fear, not my fear, not your fear, but our fear as a country and as a globe. People who buy into the fear porn, people who buy into the nonsense about the sickness. Listen to the numbers that these guys have made in a 12-month period. So the globalist elites double their wealth during the sickness pandemic. As the world is buffeted by the sickness typhoon, leaving forced lockdown, supply chain problems, economic upheaval, and poverty in its wake, globalist financial elites, quote, have had a terrific pandemic, end quote. The world's 10 richest man have more than doubled their fortunes to, listen to this, $1.9 trillion. That's a rate of $1.6 billion a day over the past 12 months. Now, for those of you who don't understand, maybe math is not your strong suit, maybe money's not your strong suit, and you're sitting there thinking, well, that doesn't sound like a lot. Let me do some quick math for you real quick. If we had 1 billion, and it takes $999 billion plus another one to make a trillion, okay? A trillion is $999 billion, and then you add another billion, you hit a trillion. They made 1.9 trillion, so almost $2 trillion. Okay, $1 billion here in America, with, let's say, 300 million people in our population. That would roughly give each person in America, if there were 300 million people in our population, it'd give you roughly almost a little over $3 million a piece. That's for $1 billion. Okay. They made $1.9 trillion. 10 men. That's a lot of money. And how did they make it? They made it off of the sickness. They made it off of fear porn. They made it off of scaring everybody to have to put those nasty things on your face, lock your business down while they continue to make money, and then line up and go take that thing that they put in your arm. That's how they made their money. That's how they made their money. So listen to this. Um, the global financial elite saw their wealth rose more during the pandemic more than it did in the previous 14 years. So in the last 12 to 18 months, their wealth skyrocketed quicker and more than the last 14 years combined, when the world economy was suffering the worst recession since Wall Street crash of 1929. You can't make this stuff up. Those elites include Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg. Those are just 3 of the 10. At a time when a group of these men were using their riches to skyrocket into outer space, the charity said that the World Bank had projected that more than 160 million people had been pushed into poverty during this time. Now listen to this. In all, 20 new pandemic billionaires have been created out of Asia and other places around the world. And it all pertains to the sickness. I don't know. Have you had your gut full yet? I know I sure have. These guys, they have taken advantage of us, and we have bought into it. I don't mean you. I don't mean me. I mean the world. I mean people here in America who are still wearing those things on their faces. The people in America and around the world who are still buying into go get booster 1, 2, 3, 4, 24, 38. Keep boostering yourself. Um, you know, in that clip I was telling you about in SNL, they did make a statement in there. Like I said, you should watch it. They said it's funny how the only people that are getting sick or rapidly sick are the ones who have taken the vacation. This is on SNL. Take a look at it. Like I said, if you're into conspiracy theories, if you're into what's going on, what we talk about here at LWN quite a bit, you got to check it out. I thought it was a pretty good clip for SNL. Does it mean that they're proving everything is true? No. I'm just saying they put that out there. They really put that out there. So even the actor that played Joe Biden, he even put that out there. So I thought that was really unique that they put a lot of that stuff out there. So thanks for joining me today, folks. I hope you have a great day. Now listen, today at 3 p.m. on Podbean, I have Snafu and Red joining me on Podbean. All right. So if you guys want to jump over there and check us out, I'd really appreciate it. I think you're going to enjoy the show today. If you can't catch it live, you can catch it. You can catch the replay on Podbean, Spotify, or Amazon Music. So you all have a great day, and we'll see you over there soon.